It's a race against time as Dirk and company try to get back to Blackwing and rescue the boy before Suzie can get to him. Amanda shows Todd how to use his pararibulitis. There's a Bart and Ken reunion. Kind of. Massacres, scissor fights, and somebody goes boom. It's the penultimate episode of Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. Season 2, Episode 9. Trouble is bad. Okay? Okay. Hey everyone, D here, and welcome to this week's review of Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. So yes, lots of spoilers and lots of things happening this episode. Body count really rising as we head towards the finale. And to start things off this week, we had our, I guess really would be our final flashback, sort of tying up the story, which Dirk really kind of already went over last week when he gave his big summation of the case. And that is Hector, the following morning after the parents were killed, seeing the blood, seeing the death, being all by himself, scared of his little brother, calls up the FBI on the blood-spattered card there to bring in the government agents. Little boy sees that, panics, tries to run away, tries to disappear back into his fantasy world. The FBI guys stop him, and he just loses it. Has a seizure, looks like pretty much formulates at that moment all of Nemours, which pretty much just puts him in his comatose type state. And we also get that little explanation later on from Ken, which I thought was really good, when he talks about this is all that happened, and then 2 months ago, when Project Moloch had his stroke, when they were moving him from the hospital in, that is when the walls between worlds weakened, and that's what allowed Mage to come through and allow these things to start bleeding over from Nemours, specifically allowing Wakti to contact Mona and begin her little observation of the world and to find Dirk. So love just getting that last little bit set up, that last bit of imagery, and the transitioning from the boy to Project Moloch to definitely solidify everything. Also, of course, somebody else in the comments had made this point already, but did you see the in the upper corner there, right above Moloch's bed, is the big circle and circles within circles, the kind of everything is connected, that is in the logo for this season's Dirk Gently. So that was pretty cool. It's been there the whole time. Anyway, so from that we come back forward, and of course the big standoff between Dirk and company and crazy old Suzie, looking just fine for an evil queen. I mean, really, she's just, she is eating up the whole character bit. I mean, everybody seems to have so much fun within this show with its wildness and craziness and really eating up every moment. So very delicious little scene there. I was curious how they were going to get away from her when we saw that encounter last week. How are they going to escape crazy old Suzie? By the one person we didn't see at the time, Wygar jumping up behind her, grabbing her, giving everyone time to get away. Save the Nemours and Trusts, rescue the boy, save the world, save Nemours. So that's really where we sort of let go and get everything separated. Very sad seeing the torture and it looks like death of Wygar there. Again, body count rising. Very painful, and we get to see those kind of moments from everybody's perspective of just really the cost of these cases and why it's been weighing Dirk down so much in the whole beginning of this season. Because as he looks back and is seeing the torture and hearing the pain of Wygar as he's dying, basically, we have Dirk saying, no, not again. This has to stop. We've got Amanda looking back, seeing what's lost behind. Of course, we've got Silas seeing his mentor and friend losing and knowing at that point there's nothing that any of them can do. So it gives us that nice weight of cost straight off in the episode and really show what everybody is running out and fighting for. Meanwhile, back on Earth, we have Farrah and Tina awaking from their encounter with Mage, which I have to say kind of surprised me initially. was wondering, why is Mage leaving them up there while he's down in the quarry? What is his plan? Quite sadistic, actually, when it comes down to it. They're not feeling well, and I love Farrah's little statement is, I'm not losing 2 fights in 1 year. That's how badass Farrah is, which is awesome. And of course, Tina taking her 3 steps before collapsing. You know, we're doomed. But we do find out pretty quickly what Mage's whole plan was, and that is, like I said, sadistic. Sadistic torture, just messing with people, allowing them to come down, and even the whole laugh. Wow, you got down here pretty quick, much faster than I thought you would. Expecting everything. Meanwhile, we got Hobbs just carrying and bringing out packets, it looks like boxes of dynamite to throw in the back of the car. Good to see Hobbs alive. That was exciting. Just to know for sure that he is alive. A little bit of in a bobhead state, though, at the moment. That seems to be a specialty of our magicians. And then we get the shooting back and forth, the whole torture. And as he said, it's wrong to be a conqueror. I want to be up close and personal. I want to hurt people in that personal manner. Yeah, that sadism that is coming through was really dark, definitely evil. I love the fact that Sarah ejected her magazine before Mage could get her to shoot herself. I mean, it's a tough call. It was looking like people were shot in the shoulders. It looks like Tina got shot in the side here. I'm not sure about Hobbs, though. At the end, he did have consciousness while everybody else was just sort of laying down. Was just a cool sequence, a good back and forth. Not entirely sure about Mage's plan, though. Fill up the car with dynamite, have Hobbs drive into the house and blow it up. Doesn't seem overly complex. Just get some boxes of dynamite, just drive it over and set it off immediately. Okay, well, technically Priest and the rest of the Blackwing group are around, and perhaps Mage is aware of that. Though, setting a car full of dynamite, just driving up to a house surrounded by armed guards, a couple of shots, that car may not get to the house. So, I understand him wanting to break off Nemours. Not really sure. That plan just seemed more complex than necessarily it needed to be. But like I said, it was a great little sequence back and forth. Very emotional, for sure. Love the turnaround. Love that final line when Mage is like, nobody would do this in Nemours. Classic. You're not in Nemours anymore. Farrah and Tina together holding the gun. Boom! Hits the car. Blammo! There goes Mage. Not really the way I was expecting him to go out. Thought there'd be a little bit more. But he was the old story. Suzie is the new story. So I guess it's time. And everybody seems alive, though just sort of riddled with bullets post-explosioning. Still a tough position to be in. Meanwhile, in Blackwing, we have Ken and Hugo on the hunt for Mona. Not sure if I really want Hugo around with me in any type of panicky situation. Just quickly grabbing a gun and aiming at everything. But I love sort of Ken's response to him. The thought that Mona herself might only be a couple of molecules that can alter the matter around her so that you can't shoot her. I thought was kind of a cool little idea. I liked that thought that that's what Mona actually is. Also, Hugo's response. I don't know if you could be her. I don't know if you are. I have to shoot you to be sure. Why? Why would you come up with that? It just came in my head, so I've got to go with it. God, Hugo is he's such a panicky creature. Great Ken noticing the gun bit. That was cool. And Mona immediately going around and turning into a chain to choke out Hugo. That was awesome. But we're seeing, Ken is so effective in this role. Because for him, I don't really see that it's about control so much. To him, it's that exploration and learning and kind of, moving through danger. He sees, I guess because of his connection with Bart, he sees all of the subjects so much differently than what Hugo does and can really relate to them. And I just thought that was a really cool bit of the scene. I was able to sort of talk Mona down into turning back into a human. Great follow-up scene with Mona. the back and forth with Hugo. All the guards are there to try and protect her in case she turns into a bear. She's like, why would I do something silly? If I wanted to kill you all, I just turn into an aircraft carrier and take this whole place out. Please don't do that. It's just... I'm loving Mona so much as a character. Also, the idea of her as a holistic actress. One, I love the continuation of the holistic idea. But a holistic actress who can literally become anything. It's not just become a role, become a person. We can become anything. I love that. It was just such a great kind of idea and concept. But through that interview is how Ken sort of finally realizes that Project Moloch is the core, is the center of all this. Running to protect. Got to keep it safe because definitely knows that there is a convergence coming along. Doesn't really expect the army of Kellum Knights that are about to enter in through Blackwing. And speaking of, not entirely sure how Hugo survived that. We don't really see anything happening to him. But the back and forth, this might have been the transition, the handover to Ken, despite Hugo may not liking this. The whole scene of, you know that I'm in charge, right? But you gave me equal access. We're partners. I don't know. That was one move that I wasn't entirely sure about Ken. Yes, he is relishing this idea, and yes, he is very good at it. But maybe kind of let Hugo still feel in charge for a little bit while longer. I don't know. This might be that big move. Hugo didn't seem happy about it, and I'm not entirely sure if he survives his attack, how he's going to adjust with the thought that his former prisoner is effectively his boss now. Now, along with a lot of Ken this episode, which was nice, we also got more Bart. Some real return to Bart. Well, kind of a return to Bart. Actually, a nice little arc for her. She's trying not to kill people, but people keep getting in her way and giving her reasons to do that. But a great couple of scenes with her. The best, of course, and is definitely going to be our scene of the week, is the first one with Priest at the house with Panto. That entire sequence was beautiful. We've got, first of all, we have the greeting where we have Priest telling his guys, put your guns down, clips on the ground. We don't want to give her any excuse to start a chain reaction and kill us all. Not even trying, and so much before, as Bart was trying to tell Panto, these Blackwing guys, she's a little concerned, when they're all terrified and know that there's no way to kill her, that she could mow them all down. I loved entering that whole encounter with Priest that way. It just makes him smarter and not just a killer. Then, of course, we have our Bart and Ken reunion. That was awesome. She was so happy. It was beautiful. And Ken, sure, Ken is kind of in charge of Blackwing now, and I can get that he is trying to convince her to come back. It's different now. I'm here. But of course, that's the last thing that Bart is going to want to do. Definitely doesn't trust Priest. Not her friend. And she knows it. But I love that. I just love the interaction with him. The fact that there wasn't animosity between Bart and Ken. It wasn't like you traitor, you're now working for Blackwing. Even as the whole scene ends, she's just like, hey, if you change your mind, come with us. But I got to go do this. It was a great meetup. Well, everyone is trying to do what individually they want to do. But still moving on, as Bart tells Ken, I've changed too. I haven't even killed anyone yet. But the scissor fight, the sword fight with Panto, really, that was just a thing of beauty. Where the guards are coming up behind him, pulls him out. I love using it as sword, using it as scissors. Really some great choreography in this. Really have just embraced the reality of these as weapons, and as goofy as they are, using them quite effectively. I thought was great. So smooth, so nice, and then turn around and boom, just blade right back up to Priest. I'm sorry, she doesn't want to go back. Can't let her do this. And then the end, that cut down from Priest on Priest's head is just, and he knows he can't do anything because Bart would wipe them all out. Kind of has Priest's hands tied, which is a cool scene considering how kind of killer and in control that he is. It was a nice position, but after this, man, when he does that final pan up and you just see that slice all the way down the face, that's, I don't know, man. I'm not sure Priest is going to be easy to control quite so much after that. And from there, of course, they get back to Nemours. Love Bart appreciating the freaky giant moon and Panto's response back to her. Just like a normal moon to me. Just think how strange it was to me with your tiny little moon. Yeah, that does seem weak now. I guess if you're looking at a giant crescent smiling moon all the time and you come back to our place, there's a little tiny dot in the sky, it's probably much less impressive. But we get a little, now we've got Bart back on a mission. We can tell her she's eyeing down the road. I want to go this way. So it feels, can we please go this way? No, we can't. We got to go this way. Save my family. Silas comes out. Wonderful reunion. It was perfect. It was beautiful. And even Bart's response, oh, you're Silas. I've heard so much about you. It was great. And then they head off to the Nemours, and that's exactly where Bart wanted to go. That's the direction I wanted to go. Was perfect. Sad to see the Nemours and the Trust pretty much wiped each other out. Mom and Dad fighting, bloody, as the rest of their families are dead all around them. That was kind of a bummer. I liked that when Silas admitted his love for Panto and Panto for Silas, it seemed to kind of bring the families together. I was wondering if this was going to give kind of a Romeo and Juliet, how could you love them or anything? But no, that seemed to actually give that chance for peace. Which was cool that they could route the rest of their families together and try and defend against the Kellam Knights. It was a cool moment. But as they craft so well, they give you that cool moment only to rip it down. And there we've got the Kellam Knights. They've killed each other. There's no one left for us to kill. And then just wipes everybody out. Which was sad and exciting at the same time because, of course, they wipe everyone out. We've got Silas and Panto dead, with their arms reached out for each other. It was so nice. It was just the last little moment. But now you've angered Bart. Stupid Kellam Knights, you have no idea what you've done. And it's just the perfect last shot as they're just firing at her and nothing is happening. She just calmly walks over, picks up the chainsaw, and they slowly start backing up. Body count's definitely getting higher. I almost feel bad for them. I don't, but I almost do, because they have no idea what they've just done. The Amanda, Todd, and Dirk little trip down the road was hilarious. I gotta say, the background talk from the Rowdy Three, I think, was probably the funniest part around them. As they're talking about looking for a lake and will the pond at the castle work? And Dirk's like, yes! And by that I mean maybe. I think so, probably. And we got the Rowdy Three in the back that I fell through a pond and apparently I came through a lake. It was awesome. Even when they're talking about the enemy army, it's like, there was a lot of them. I took a look. There were 11,000. I counted real quick. I mean, just all those little comments by them is definitely sort of my favorite part. But really, it's the pararibulitis scene, which was so well done. It was one of those things that was kind of waiting for that to come up to see if Amanda could show Todd and Todd be able to do the same thing that Amanda could. And it could. It was nice. She talked him through. I gotta say, actually, I got a little teary-eyed during that. Because again, as ridiculous as so many of the stuff, the actions and the emotions and the reality for all the characters is so strong. He's just a guy in immense pain going through some crazy trip right now. And how his sister just sort of talks him through it. Imagine it, see it, it's your pain. I mean, everything was it was beautiful. It was tight. It was a great moment. And then, of course, Dirk seeing, you've got barbed wire on your leg. It's just awesome. It so opens the doors, which of course what we really need by the time they get back to the pond or back to the castle and the pool in there to try and send Dirk back. Now, of course, they've got no time because we have Suzie, crazy Suzie, sending the Kellum Knights through. So it just gives us sort of a nice moment. We've got the Rowdy Three are going to try and have to hold off Suzie, who's just seeing everybody as just little people. You are all little people, like tiny flies buzzing around my head. Really just showing the craziness level of Suzie. And that whole scene where she sends the knights through and just, you just need to go through and kill everyone you see. It's just, the characterizations, like I said, are awesome and lovely and super cool. So we get to our heroes. Amanda's going to try and get the pool activated. Needs Todd to help do it, who now has the belief and can. And I love, he's like, I don't think I can do it. Well, maybe just give me your energy. Just enough to kind of hold things and be cool, and he's with it. Good. Amanda and Todd working together. I love it. Rowdy Three, gonna need them to hold off any of the Kellum Knights or Suzie as she comes to try and stop. And that means, instead of having his whole little strike team ready to go in for the Blackwing, it's going to be Dirk all by himself. With, I have to say, the most Douglas Adams line of the entire series as he gets ready to jump in. Our great call to the classic Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which written in big friendly letters on the cover, don't panic. Oh, and just one last little comment about the episode. Yeah, corgis can sense danger, especially that one. I would trust that corgi with my life. Alright, so I think that pretty much covers everything. Now, next week is sort of our week of season finales. We have tomorrow night, on Sunday, the mid-season finale of The Walking Dead. On Wednesday, we have the season 3 finale of Mr. Robot. And then next Saturday, of course, the season 2 finale of Dirk Gently's here. We've got to save the boy, got to stop Suzie, and hopefully he'll win tomorrow. I think we can bring some dead people back to life. I'm sure that would make Bart happy to see Panto back. Anyway, have to wait next week to see that. Now, yes, we do still have The Gifted on Monday and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Friday, but they're not ending. Well, Gifted is until January, but we'll still get another couple episodes of S.H.I.E.L.D. So still excited about that. So hopefully you will be able to join us with those. Now, if you did enjoy this review, please go ahead and hit that like button. Thoughts, ideas, comments, throw those down in the section below. What you guys think about this episode? Are you all up on the whole Bart team? Of course you are. She's trying not to kill people, but you know it's going to be so much fun when she gets let loose on the Kellum Knights. And what about Dirk going one-on-one with the Kellum in Blackwing? That's going to be kind of exciting. Can't wait to see it. Let me know what you guys think. Throw those down in the section below. Now you can always catch me on Twitter and Instagram. I am at Darren Jakes. If you're not a subscriber, please be one. It's quick, it's easy. All you gotta do is hit my face right here, and you will catch all of these season finales, plus the continuation of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Legion, American Gods, and all those other shows we'll do next year. Don't miss them, be a subscriber. And we'll throw up our latest couple of reviews right here, and you won't miss those. So, that's it for me. I'm D, and I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.